Hello students, we were discussing about the chapter alcohols, phenols and ethers. Okay, we have completed the study of the alcohols, and in the previous class we were discussing about the chemical properties of the phenols. In that we have discussed about some of the chemical reactions, and today also we will continue with those chemical properties of the phenols. Okay, in today's class two important named reactions we will study. First one is Kolbe's reaction and the second one is Reimer-Tiemann reaction. Okay, these two named reactions are important. You can mark it as important. Okay, write down. Kolbe's reaction, important. Yes, in the organic chemistry, all the named reactions are very important. So this is also one of the named reactions, that is Kolbe's reaction. Okay, this Kolbe's reaction is the method of conversion of phenol to salicylic acid. Okay, Kolbe's reaction is the method for the conversion of phenol to salicylic acid. Phenol, by using the carbon dioxide, it will get converted into salicylic acid. Okay, the reaction is easy. Okay, you can understand it and you have to practice it to remember. Okay, so now we will study how the phenol is converted to salicylic acid. Okay, so here first phenol. Okay, phenol is treated with sodium hydroxide, NaOH. When phenol is treated with the sodium hydroxide, see what is get eliminated? One H and one OH. That is H2O got eliminated. Then what is formed here? O-Na. Yes students, what is the name of this one? Yes, the name of this one is sodium phenate. Okay? Yes, when the sodium phenate is treated with the carbon dioxide, when the sodium phenate is treated with carbon dioxide by maintaining 6 to 7 atmospheric pressure and by applying 413 Kelvin temperature. These are the certain conditions which you should know. Okay, when the sodium carbon dioxide is treated with and followed by acid, followed by the acidification. H plus written means what here? We are using the HCl, any of the acid. Okay, this see, carbon dioxide attaches here. One hydrogen will be there here. Okay, therefore COO, carbon dioxide, and H is there. Okay, and this whatever acid we are using, that for example, if I use the HCl, this Cl will combine with the Na to form what? NaCl, and this H attaches here to form OH. This is nothing but what? Salicylic acid. This is nothing but what? Salicylic acid. Got it? Okay, this is about the Kolbe's reaction, which is very easy as well as very important. Okay. Whenever you are writing the reactions, you should write the name of the reactant, each and every reactant as well as product, and what are the conditions mentioned. Okay. Also remember students, most of you all have written these rings with a pencil. Don't do that. These are not any diagrams. You have to make use of pen to write this reaction. Okay, you have to practice this. See, phenol treated with the NaOH, the elimination of water molecule, it forms the sodium phenate. Okay, H2O will get eliminated to form a sodium phenate. Okay, when this sodium phenate is treated with the carbon dioxide by maintaining 6 to 7 atmospheric pressure and 413 Kelvin temperature, and in the presence of acid, okay, it forms the salicylic acid. Got it? This is about the coal-base reaction. Okay. The next reaction is Reimer-Tiemann reaction. Okay. This is also marked as important for 2 marks. Reimer-Tiemann reaction is the method for the conversion of phenol to salicylaldehyde. Phenol to salicylaldehyde and also phenol to the salicylic acid. Okay. See here, Reimer-Tiemann reaction is for the conversion of when phenol is treated with a chloroform, that is CHCl3, in the presence of NaOH, it gives salicylaldehyde. It gives salicylaldehyde. Okay. Then, when the same phenol is treated with the CCl4, okay, when the same phenol is treated with the carbon tetrachloride in the presence of NaOH, it gives salicylic acid. It gives what? Salicylic acid. These both are the examples for Reimer-Tiemann reaction. Okay. Whereas in Kolb's reaction only it gives the salicylic acid. Okay. In the Kolb's reaction it gives the only salicylic acid. But in the Reimer-Tiemann reaction we can get the salicylic acid as well as the salicylaldehyde. Okay. What is the name of the salicylic acid? 2-hydroxybenzoic acid. Okay. Previously you have written Kolb's reaction, no? Okay. This is what salicylic acid, but IUPAC name is 2-hydroxybenzoic acid. Okay. 2-hydroxybenzoic acid. Remember. Okay, now we'll concentrate on the Reimer-Tiemann reaction. Okay, in the Reimer-Tiemann reaction, we can convert a phenol to salicylaldehyde or phenol to salicylic acid. Both can be done just by changing the reagent. If phenol is treated with the chloroform in the presence of NaOH, we get the salicylaldehyde. That's what I have written here. Okay, but if the phenol is treated with the carbon tetrachloride, we will get the salicylic acid. Got it? Okay, here I have written the reaction. You can see when phenol is treated with the chloroform. Okay, when phenol is treated with the chloroform, it gives ONA with the NaOH. Chloroform also we are using and NaOH means they have clubbed the steps and written in the NCERT. The same thing I have written here. Later I will explain it by expanding the reaction. See, phenol is treated with the CHCl3. Okay, what will be there here? One H will be there. One H will get eliminated with the one Cl. So then what will get eliminated? HCl. Therefore, what is remaining? CHCl2. Okay, and NaOH they are using. Water will get eliminated here, H2O. So what is remaining? ONA. Okay, this is the intermediate product. Intermediate means what? Which is not stable at all. Okay. Then when this is treated with the NaOH, what will happen? This CHCl2, this NaCl will get eliminated when it is treated with the 2Na. Here, yes, NaCl will get eliminated to form a aldehyde group, and ONA is as it is. Okay. Next, finally, after acidifying this, what happens? NaCl will get eliminated. NaCl will get eliminated. Therefore, and this H attaches here to form a salicylaldehyde. Okay, it forms the salicylaldehyde. Okay, this is all about the Reimer-Tiemann reaction, which is important. Got it? Okay, now see how exactly this reaction takes place in detail. Okay, see, I'll write it in bracket. Okay, hope you all can see. Yes, when the phenol is treated with the NaOH, what will get eliminated? H2O will get eliminated to form form what? Sodium phenate. When the sodium phenate is treated with the CHCl3, okay, as well as NaOH. Okay, now you can see here one hydrogen will be there here. This hydrogen takes one Cl, therefore HCl will get eliminated. Okay, and this HCl will get eliminated to form what? To form this ONA remains as it is, and CHCl2. Okay, now when this is treated with 2NaOH, okay, instead of that here we add the NaOH in the next step. Okay, 2NaOH means I want 2 NAs to balance. Okay, what happens? These 2 NAs will react. 2 NaOH will react to form, okay, Na to eliminate 2 NaCl. 2 Cl's are there, okay, 2 NAs are there, okay, 2 Cl, 2 Na, so therefore what got eliminated? 2 NaCl got eliminated. This is as it is. Now what are remaining? 2 OH groups are remaining, yes or no? Yes. Now this is as it is. Okay, CH is remaining, Cl2 eliminated, isn't it? And to this CH, one OH is attached. Okay, then what happens? Here, H2O will get eliminated. H2O will get eliminated to form this ONA as it is and CHO. Okay. Finally, when you use the HCl, what happens? This NaCl will get eliminated and it forms the OH and CHO. Okay. This is exactly the mode of the reaction. Okay. If I write like this, you can understand. The reaction may look quite bigger compared to the first one, but here you can understand easily what are happening. Yes or no? Is when NaOH is used to the phenol, what happened? Water got eliminated to form a sodium phenate. One hydrogen was there. When this is the sodium phenate is treated with the chloroform, CHCl2 is formed and the HCl got eliminated. When this is treated with the 2NaOH, 2 NaCl's got eliminated and 2 hydroxyl groups are attached here. Okay, out of these 2 hydroxyl groups, H2O got eliminated, so therefore it forms the CHO. Okay, now to eliminate the sodium, to put the hydrogen in this, okay, this H2O got eliminated. To put the hydrogen, I have just made it to undergo acidification. It forms the salicylaldehyde. Got it? Okay, but in the NCERT text, what they have given, they have instead of writing the big reaction, they have clubbed 2 to 3 steps together and written this. Got it? Yes. You in the notes you write this and in the bracket. Okay, you can write this because so that you can understand the mode of the reaction. Got it? That is what Kolbe's reaction. Okay, and Reimer-Tiemann reaction. And I told, instead of using the chloroform, if I use the carbon tetrachloride, it forms what? Salicylic acid. Okay, and you need not to write the reaction for that. You can write as a note. Yes, here I have written the reaction for the conversion of phenol to salicylic acid. By using what? By using carbon tetrachloride. This is also nothing but the Reimer-Tiemann reaction. Okay. Yes, it is also like the previous example. Phenol is treated with the NaOH to form a sodium phenate, which on treating with the CCl4, one Cl, NaCl will get eliminated here. Okay. H2O will get eliminated and one H is there here. HCl get eliminated, not NaCl. HCl. Okay, how many Cl's are remaining? 3. Therefore, this is CCl3. Okay. There we wanted 2 hydroxyl groups to remove water. Here we want 3 hydroxyl groups. Therefore, I have added 3 NaOH. Therefore, this Cl3 will react with the 3 Na to form a 3 NaCl will get eliminated to form. To the single carbon atom, no 2 hydroxyl groups can be attached. If so, that carbon will not be stable at all. Only one hydroxyl group can be attached to a single carbon atom. Therefore, as it is not stable, water will get eliminated here to form COOH. To remove the sodium, I have used HCl so that NaCl will get eliminated to form a salicylic acid. Got it? Okay, this you can write in a bracket and write as a note. Okay, in the Reimann-Tiemann reaction, okay, when phenol is treated with the CCl4, carbon tetrachloride, the product formed will be salicylic acid. Okay, yes, this is all about the named reactions of the phenol, that is Kolbe's reaction as well as Reimann-Tiemann reaction. You have to practice these two reactions. With these two reactions, we have completed the phenols. Okay. In the next class, we will discuss about the last part of the chapter, that is ethers. Okay. Yes, organic chemistry is a volatile subject, students. You have to practice those repeatedly. Got it? You should have a regular practice of the reactions. Okay. Thank you.